Why do Catholics pray to saints? This is a question that has probably crossed your mind if you've ever entered a Catholic church, or perhaps seen a statue of a saint and noticed people either praying before it or even touching it. Here's the thing, we don't pray to saints in order to get something. We pray to them because we already have something, namely the knowledge that we are all saved by God's grace through our faith in Jesus Christ. In other words, salvation is a free gift from God that none of us deserve. But because God is so good, He gives it to us anyway, despite our many sins. And since we know that God is the one who saves us, not the saints, we can approach the saints with boldness, knowing that they will not be offended if we ask them for help in our time of need. In fact, the saints are overjoyed when we pray to them because they want to help us. And since they are in heaven, they have direct access to God and can intercede for us before His throne. Now, this doesn't mean that God is unable to hear our prayers. It simply means that He allows the saints to act as His instruments of healing and help. Think about it like this. You're at a really important business meeting and someone walks in late. You would probably tell him, "Sorry, you're late, but I'll fill you in on what you missed." Why? Because you wouldn't want them to feel left out or uninformed. Well, in a similar way, the saints act as our advocates in heaven, telling God all the good things we are doing and asking Him to pour out His blessings upon us. You see, in the Bible, we are told that the angels of the Lord encamp around those who fear God, and His saints are those who have done battle against evil and won. So naturally, they want to see more people join them in heaven rather than go to hell. And since they have a deep love and concern for all people, they eagerly come to our aid whenever we call upon them. The Bible tells us that prayer is the key that opens the doors of heaven, and the saints are the ones who hold the keys from the other side. When we pray to them, they serve as the channels through which God's power flows. In other words, they are the means by which we receive God's answer to our prayers. This is why Saint Padre Pio once said, "If you want to obtain a favor from God, ask the saints to help you ask." So when you pray to the saints, you are not bypassing God. Rather, you are enlisting the help of those who are already in heaven to assist you here on earth. In fact, the Bible explicitly teaches us to do this. In the book of Revelation, St. John writes, "I urge you, therefore, brothers and sisters, let us who are strong help the weak, and be like legs to those who are about to fall, and avoid the sin of sexual immorality. Let us flee from anything that might hinder our progress and the grace of God, and give no chances for the flesh to have its fling." Notice how St. John tells us to help the weak and be like legs to those who are about to fall. He also says that we should flee from sin and not give the flesh a chance to have its fling. All of this implies that we should turn to God for strength and assistance when we are tempted to sin, or when we are going through a difficult time in our lives. And where does the Bible tell us that we should turn to the saints for help? In the same book of Revelation, chapter 8, verse 3, we read, "From the smoke came locusts on the earth, and they were allowed to torment people for 5 months, but not to kill them. And they were not allowed to torture them beyond that, for their torment was like the torment of a scorpion when it stings someone." Again, notice how it says that these people were allowed to torment those on earth. What exactly does this mean? Well, it means that God allowed these people to test and refine those on earth, just as gold is refined in a furnace. In other words, God sometimes allows us to go through difficult times so that our faith will become stronger and more resilient. So, my friends, the next time you see a statue of a saint in a church, or even pass by a Catholic school named after a saint, remember that they are there to help you, and don't be afraid to turn to them in your time of need. After all, they are the ones who have already overcome the difficulties of this life, and are now in heaven rejoicing with the Lord.